2, 1. We would like to thank our friends at Connecticut Tourism and Department of Transportation for providing this opportunity, the hashtag CT Visit. We are boarding we just left the train and we're entering the ship where I am, oops, sorry. We are bumped into somebody, my friend. It's a good thing it's my friend. So I'm just going to find where my group is. And you know what? I made the mistake of researching all this stuff with for the train, and I said, you know what? I don't need to research it and read it and put it together for you because they gave us all the information on the train.
Folks, we're going to be here for a couple of minutes.
Sandy, could you? Oh, there's another train. So we're gonna, Sandy, keep them entertained. Oh, here, let me mic you. It's just the Connecticut River. It's not just.
Okay, it's the Connecticut River.
Yeah, it's the Connecticut River.
See that boat right there? That yacht? I used to put on my uncle's yacht every summer. That was like twice that size. That's how I spent my summers. So this brings back a lot of memories for me because I love the water. As you probably noticed in most of our videos, we're at the ocean because that's my happy place.
It's a happy place. All right, she's giving it back over to me. Actually, can you hold that while I clip my microphone on? I'm just gonna. So yeah, it requires a village. I'd like to thank our friends at Neutrogena, which is right here, providing today's sunscreen. Love their face product. You get exclusive discounts by using the product link below. So this is the train we're waiting to board. If I would have known that, I would have waited to go live. But everything happens for a reason. It's all good. So again, thank you to our friends at Connecticut Tourism. We'll watch the train board as I turn this around so you're not looking at me. So there's the new train that's coming aboard. And that looks like a little different style than ours. Oh, sorry, it's coming from that direction. I can hear it. So you walk along this. Oh, that's a red steam train.
So you realize
how neat is that? Yeah, I'll be gone. So again, thank you to our friends at Connecticut Tourism for allowing this opportunity for us to promote Connecticut arts and entertainment. So if you're ever in Connecticut, be sure to hashtag CT Visit. And you never know when your stuff will be picked up by our friends at ctvisit.com. So this one, it looks like it's coming from Narrated, Connecticut. It's not coming from, and the Goodspeed Opera House. So it's not coming from where we came from, Essex. But don't quote me on that because I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know there was going to be two. And we'll let these people disembark. And then we're going to board. Then we'll be going down the Connecticut River. So much prettier today than it's been because of the fact that it's been a little on the muggy side. But today it's perfect. It's nice and cool. Nice breeze. It's about 80 degrees. Doesn't feel too muggy. And there's my friend's harbor where her boat is when she doesn't sink it, literally. And up there is the Gillette's Castle, known for Sherlock Holmes. About a mile or two up from that would be Goodspeed Opera House on your right. And you have the iconic steel bridge that actually pivots for boats to go under, so these guys can get under there. And that river will take you all the way to Canada. And what we're going to do is we're going to jet out here and then go down to Long Island Sound, go underneath 95, turn around, and then come back here, board the train. And I got to say, it's been worth every penny. It wasn't expensive at all. It was easy to do. Just waiting for our friends to get on. And today they have the upper deck closed off, which is fine because it's going to be raining soon. We want to So they have the upper deck closed, which is all good. And that's there's also a lower deck which we'll tour. You can go down. Depends on your preference. I prefer the upper deck. Oh, they have snacks down here. And then here they provide restrooms. You can see the docks. This is a restricted area reserved for this only and for security reasons. Our friends are boarding from the other train from Narrated, Connecticut. And then you can come down and put this on me. Excuse me. Be sure to experience the refreshments that they have. We'll tell you the snack bars. They have pretzels, ham and turkey sandwiches. You can get clam chowder for $6, mac and cheese for $5. That is really cool. So when you're visiting Connecticut, be sure to check out their beautiful snack bar located behind me. And then if you look over here, you can see there's a little walking alley that is currently closed off. Oh, that's how you get to the kitchen. And then you can see as you're lower to the river. And it looks like our friends are almost boarding. And then we'll be taking off and jetting out into Long Island Sound. So we're going to be driving by, instead of when on the train, I recommended sitting on the right side of the train. So that way you could view everything from the right side of the train because you had all this view of the Connecticut River. But on this boat, I would suggest sitting on the left side of the boat because that would give you a tour of everything you just saw from the opposite direction, which makes it, to me, a better view. But it doesn't really matter. You're going to get a 360-degree experience. And so this is, it says right here, there's a sign that says Hartford and New York Boats, formerly Connecticut River Steamboat Company and now owned by the Hartford and New York Transportation Co. And it says that this was, okay, that's all the information. Okay, fares back then for the cabin passengers to New York, there was no charge for, second deck, no additional charge. So it's $1 for the first deck, $1.50 for the second, and the third was deck. They charged $2.50 for a trip. Now here there's a map that includes some more history. I know my friend Karen was looking for a map of the ferry that we were taking to Long Island. But look at this. So this is the Becky Thatcher original Southern Belle, November 1962. And this is the Becky Thatcher that was remodeled in June 2009. So that is really cool. You can see the steam, the smokestacks. Kind of reminds me of being in Disney, but to be honest, this is a lot more affordable than Disneyland. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe the cost of tickets last time we were there. It was insane. So the Becky Thatcher, here's a view from the back. And again, when the boat is going down the river, if you sit on the right, you're going to see the same view when you came up. And then when it turns around, you'll see it from both sides. So you will have a 360-degree view no matter where you go. And that is really cool. So I'm going to go and sit with my friends over here. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna scoot in. That way you can see where, and you can see the view. And that's the view. So I can hear they sounded the horn, and you're going to be able to experience. Looks like it's going to be a full ship. Look at everybody. There are also seats downstairs, and they have the upper deck closed probably because of wind conditions. You know, let me know if you can hear me okay, because there is a lot of noise. And downstairs is open. They have refreshments and mac and cheese and all that stuff. Yes, and drinks. So yes, they have and they also you can have private dinners on here as well, and they also do murder mysteries once in a while, which you can find all on their website. So as we wait for, looks like there are about 7 more passengers, and then they're gonna dock up, they're gonna lift up and then we'll be on our way, which will be nice. See if I can get a view of that. Thank you for being a part. If you're still watching, grateful for you watching. I'd like to also thank our monthly members. Here we go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, everybody's awake now, right? For those of you that were on the lunch train, how was the food? Yeah. It was? I've not done that yet. I've done the dinner train a lot, and that's really nice. So that's good to hear. I think I'll try that one. Besides, I can yell at and make fun of the engineer, conductor, and all that. They don't have a steering wheel. I don't know how they find us. Welcome aboard Becky Thatcher. We are a motor vessel with 3 decks. You can see me and hear me. You're on deck number 2, and that's important because that's where we are. Deck number 1 down below us is important because that's where the bar is. Skylar and Nick are down there. They've got soft drinks and hard drinks, hot dogs, sandwiches, chips, all the things that are really nutritious, really should put on your skin. For those of you closer to my age, restrooms down on the first deck. Men's room on that side, men's room on that side. First deck. Third deck will open once we get off the dock. Coast Guard limits us to 40 people only, so when that gets full, the crew will stop you from going up, and then we'll ask you to rotate through if you've been up there for a while. So
that's interesting.
I did not.
That was pretty cool.
Hat. I don't go back for a hat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Spouses, we can negotiate.
Spouses, we
third
can
deck is the only
negotiate.
place you can smoke. Don't let the crew catch you any place on the.
No, I don't like that.
You get wet. They have that.
Surprised they still allow that. But
Coast Guard says I got to talk to you about life jackets.
Let's listen about safety.
Quiet. We have 2 sizes, adult and child. Child is 90 pounds or less. And if you're uncomfortable, take 2. We got plenty. If you do fall overboard, please do me the favor, stand up so I can see you. The river is not all that deep. But we haven't had a problem in the last few weeks. So if you have any questions, ask the crew. They tell me they know everything. The reason the crew tells me anyway that the life jackets finally dried out, so they put them away. There are the boxes in the back and the boxes up front. There's 4 boxes on the upper deck, and there's benches down to the first deck. Like I said, 2 sizes, adult and child. Dan's going to give you a narration. He's going to talk to you about the things you see on the river. That's really
cool.
Keep your eyes peeled. Eagles, ospreys. I keep waiting to see a black bear over on the island. I haven't seen it yet, but I know they're around.
Moose.
You had deer run along the shore here last week. So it's pretty interesting. And he'll give you a little bit of the history of the buildings that you see outside. And then he will be quiet for the trip back so you can all go back to sleep.
I'm only going to be on for the narration, then I'm going to shut it because I'm going to relax and enjoy. Turn around so you can see. There's our narrator. Oh, he's also the captain, I bet. Oh, he's gonna have some comedy, I suppose.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, the other
My name is Dan. And I will be giving you a narration. First of all, welcome aboard the Becky Thatcher. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Somewhere over here. And I don't like using it. I would rather just talk to you instead of pointing out according to the papers. I just want to talk to you. Consequently, some of the things I tell you about the river, you're going to scratch your head.
You're gonna say, "Ooh." Folks, if I see you with a cell phone in your hand and you're Googling, and then you raise your hand, I'm not calling on you. No fact check. This is my narration. Most of what I tell you will be true. For instance, this is the west bank of the Connecticut River. This is Deep River Landing in Deep River, Connecticut. Directly across the channel, we have Eustacia Island. We're going to be traveling down the length of Eustacia Island as the captain turns the boat around and heads south down the old steamboat channel. But I want to give you a really quick quiz for those of you that think you know how to read a GPS or maybe a compass or a map. You think you're good at map reading, you know your directions. This is the west bank, and this is an island. What is that land out there? West bank, island. East bank? Wrong. It's a trick question. Try this. West bank, island, bigger island. Yeah. It's the largest island on the Connecticut River. That is Selden Island out there, and we will be talking more about that when we get back across to the main channel of the river. Right now, we're running down the old steamboat channel because tide is out a little bit. I believe it's still going out. And up in here, in the old steamboat channel further north, tide, well, the height of the river can be as low as 4 feet. That's pretty shallow. We got a 4.5-foot raft on the boat. We don't want to get stuck in the mud. Along Eustacia Island here, the depth of the river is anywhere from 6 to 12 feet, depending on where the tide is at. So we have enough water to head south, even at low tide. See the ducks over there right now, playing in the water. I think they're, yeah, those are ducks. I don't think they're herons. I love the northern tip of Eustacia Island here. So this island used to be called Christmas Tree Island. And there's a little story behind that. Back in the day, there were evergreens harvested off that island, and well, whoever was here back in the, I wasn't back. I'm not that old. Anyway, they would send a small barge right out to the island, and they would put as many. Hang on one second, the captain's calling. I'm getting distracted. There's 142 of you on board. That means that, well, you can see now the third deck is open. You're free to go up on the third deck for viewing if you like. It's a pretty view up there. But if we get board here, we're going to put the chain back up. And if we get a line forming down here, we're going to ask you to come back down and make room for somebody else. So if you've been up there for a while, just keep that in mind.
Let me know if you can hear what he's saying. If not, I'll narrate for you. But I know this is the island he was talking about, right there.
We got an update on the forecast. How many people were planning on getting wet today?
I was.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We may come around and ask you if you'd like us to put the curtains down if it starts to rain. But feel free to decline if you prefer the rain.
And look at,
No,
this is the Deep River Marina. I'll show you my
anyway,
friend Vicky's
send
boat.
A barge from our dock. They would come over here. They would load up evergreens on the barge, bring them back to the dock, take them up to the railroad, put them on a flatbed car. Folks, if you lived in a town that bordered railroad, you could get a Christmas tree from Christmas Tree Island. Now, a fire broke out on the island. I'm not sure what year it was, but it kind of diminished the evergreen population on the island. So they stopped harvesting evergreens. And I'm not sure
Right
where
there
the
is
name
my
Deep
friend
Station
Vicky's
comes
boat.
from. You can Google that if you like. I don't know. I'm about to try to make up something there. But
Oh, there it is. It has the blue canvas right there. Right there. That's her boat.
We have many different types of waterfowl.
She did sink it a few times.
Wood ducks.
She's got the blue umbrella on back.
Swans. Once in a while, we see a great blue heron. We also see egrets and osprey and an occasional bald eagle. We've come back to the dock many times and found a bald eagle waiting at the northern tip of the island, way up on the top of a dead tree. just sitting there like a welcome.
Where the
wagon,
captain
you know?
is.
It's kind of nice to be welcomed back home by a bald eagle. We also have deer on the island. A couple of years ago, one of our deckhands, Madison, talked about how people say there are deer on the island, but she's never seen them. And then somebody on the port side, right after she said that, somebody said, "Look, there's a deer right there." So she had her first sighting of a deer. And then about a month ago, Madison and I were on the first deck. We were getting ready for a trip on a Sunday morning. And she said, "Man, look, there's something running out there." I thought it was a dog. She thought it was a bobcat. And we saw the whitetail popping up and down. It was a baby whitetail deer. So we started getting very excited about that. We thought, you know that the adults can make it across.
Hey, Jenny. Thank you for joining.
Just not sure about the baby.
Yes, we do have bald eagles here. And thank you for being a monthly contributor. It's helping a lot.
So just last week, Madison again saw a mama deer and 3 baby deer walking behind it. So now we're getting really excited, thinking maybe the island is becoming populated with deer. Excuse me, folks. Across our starboard side at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, maybe. See a couple of egrets. There's one right behind the blue boat here, then a couple more right here. Those are egrets. As we're approaching Pratt Cove, you're going to notice on the starboard side, Pratt Cove is up at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right in here. And then on the port side, you see this crop of wild rice growing on the southern end of the island. We're thinking this wild rice might be what attracted the deer originally to the island. And again, you know, adult deer can swim. They're good swimmers, but what does a baby deer have to do? Do they wear water wings or they have to go to swim classes? I don't know. I like to believe all the babies. What's with the nest? Which one? Yeah, that would be an osprey nest. Yeah, and it could be an osprey in that nest, but then again, we've seen cormorants taking over osprey nests. We get south all the way to the south. Well, what looks like the southern tip of the island to you is actually just where the sandbar begins, and you can't see the sandbar because it's underwater right now. There's a marker. There's a tower, a navigational tower with a number 35. Marker 35 actually marks the southern tip of the island. And there is another osprey nest at the top of that marker. And we've seen cormorants sitting in that osprey nest. So I didn't see the bird that you saw outside that nest, sir, but it was probably an osprey. Now, as I said, we're at what looks like the southern tip of the island where all these, I think they're ducks, oh, maybe geese.
Yeah, we didn't see any deer yet, Jenny.
Well, that's not the actual tip of the island. That's the sandbar. You can't see it, but the sandbar extends all the way out to this rock pile here. So if you're looking on a chart and you're trying to chart the waters by, you know, which way do I go, you would never want to cut through here, even at high tide, unless you have a really shallow bottom. It's only at high tide. This gets to be about maybe 3 feet. We would never cut through there. We would always go around the rock pile. The captain's going to turn the boat to the east, and we will be facing south island, and then he's going to be turning the boat to the north. Has some of the same over there, a few more that I'll mention in a minute. Right now, I want you to take a look at this small beach at 2 o'clock, coming up on 3 o'clock.